So a couple weeks ago now, 2 police officers were shot in Los Angeles. Reading from a Newsweek article. Specifically, there were LA County sheriffs, and they're fighting for their lives currently. I don't currently know the state, but when this article was written, they were in very critical condition in the hospital. But I guess that it was pretty much an ambush that went down. These sheriff deputies had only been on the force for about 14 months, the article says, and they were monitoring a train station, and a man came up from behind and just blasted into the car. But one of the main things that get a little bit interesting in this article is it talks about how after the ambush, crowds of protesters were actually waiting outside the hospital, blocking entrances, and they were chanting, some protesters were chanting, "We hope they die." There's a video of the shooting. Sheriff Villanueva has also expressed his frustration over what he said was a growing trend of unprovoked attacks on police amid rising anti-police sentiment. And I think even since this article came out, there's been, at least I know, a couple more of police shootings and attacks on police. The article goes on to describe how people continue to block the way for ambulances, and eventually they had to arrest a few people and get the crowd to die down. So obviously officers shot at point-blank range. Protesters tried to block ambulances. There's a lot going on here. And we've heard, I think up until this point, we've heard of people blocking routes of fire trucks or ambulances getting into Chaz. And I heard they hired a new czar in their town to help come up with some kind of a police force. That's a topic for a different episode. So now we've been led to people kind of strategically picking off police officers, sheriff deputies, kind of thing. So the big question is why or what's really going on here is what we want to dive into. And personally, I think, I guess just to kick this off, with as much awareness as the whole nation is paying attention to systematic racism right now, police brutality, and those kind of things that are going on, the NBA, the MLB, the NFL, everybody's all about it right now. You see it on every single commercial and everything in between. So with all of the world's attention kind of focused on this kind of stuff, is this what's going on? Is this how we bridge the gap? I know a lot of people personally who are cops and sheriff deputies, and all black, Asian, Mexican, etc. But how, and we can get into the little aspects and what we think. But how did we get here? Just first of all, what is really going on with people? Now we have people just straight up attacking police officers, and we hope they die being chanted as they're struggling for their lives in hospital beds.
Wow. And they're standing outside the hospital chanting those things.
Yes.
Wow. So how did we get here?
Correct.